Can you dig it?
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Teval, the Balanced Scale. This is the Tarkir Dragonstorm pre-con commander that mills cards into your graveyard, takes lands out of your graveyard, and makes a druid whenever anything leaves your graveyard. So in this deck, we have mill payoff, other self-mill cards, other graveyard interactions, and lots of ways to take cards out of our graveyard to make more zombies. Teval the Balanced Scale is great because it ramps for you. It's a 4/4 flying dragon, and it works incredibly well with other Sultai cards from Tarkir Dragonstorm, like Goldkeeper, which makes you treasures, or other cards which mill and take cards out of your graveyard, like Overlord of the Baelmerk, or things that even just grab lands, like Einok Wayfarer. If you're trying to get the maximum number of zombies, taking cards out of your graveyard one at a time is the way to do it. And you can do that by using cards like Titan's Nest or even the Chitinous Crawler to exile a card one at a time out of your graveyard to make mana, to recast them. And you can do the same with Muldrotha, the Gravetide, because if you're filling up your graveyard, you may as well recast those spells. Or at least bring all the lands out of your graveyard and put them back into play, or exile those cards from your graveyard in order to cast a spell for low costs. We have other ways to get cards in our graveyard, other uses for cards in our graveyard, and since we're getting mana, we may as well get some landfall triggers too. So let's take Teval into the queue and start digging ourselves some dirt. It's Kotis. I sure do match up against a lot of Kotises with this deck. Maybe it's because we're all Sultai here, but I'll be self-milling while they're going to be buffing up Kotis to try and steal from me. A lot of my spells are pretty good on their own, but some of them are a lot better if you're doing graveyard stuff. They have a turn 1 just blue mana source. Okay, brainstorming. Brainstorm? Okay, fine. Set up your hand. Use your fetches. Also, my cat is on the desk. You just can't see her because she is just slightly out of frame. I know how to fix that, though. Ooh, do I want this Provisioner? I do want this Provisioner. Scraps? Would you like to be part of this video in exchange for one treat? Kotis is the most popular commander right now in the Brawl queue. At least that's what Untapped's data shows. Yum, 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 yum. Good girl. Good girl whose butt is in the way. What do we have? Satyr Wayfinder or Aftermath Analyst? Wayfinder! I'll grab the land. I put, other Kotis into the graveyard. Scarab God. And I'm feeling pretty comfortable here because I have Shoulder's Edict, and they didn't play like a mana dork to help dodge it. So yes, you play Kotis, and then we get rid of Kotis. I could wait until they put things on it, but since they are a blue deck, the second they have blue mana up, I'm not safe. Don't feel safe. Don't feel comfortable. So now they have to pay 6 mana and get Kotis out again. Scraps, which deck do you prefer? Do you like Kotis or Teval more? Do you like Kotis or other Kotis? Oh, Dark Ritual. Are you bringing out Kotis again? Sure, okay. Oh, nice. Trample can get through things. Do I risk letting them have a hit? I know what I want to do. Some of you know what I want to do, too. This is such a good cat. Kotis now has 3 power. Make it 4 power. Are they doing something with our mystery rainforest? Oh, Scraps, what's got your attention? Something outside? Okay, there's windows over there. Kotis can also now fly. And they're going to steal 4 spells. Ooh, they got some good ones. They actually hit 3 spells, all of which they can cast. Nice. You think Scraps has brain scrambling head runs? Yeah, she does. They fly now. They fly now. Does that let them venture into the dungeon? Yes. Okay. Giving this ward 1. Ah. You get back down on the ground. I don't think Ogre is going to do much to help them, though. Getting lands in the graveyard. Getting triggers for my cool elf. Yeah, Scraps, you do have brain scrambles. Probably because you're always letting me give you brushies and stuff. Oh, they have protection from colors. Alpha Authority. Okay. Hexproof is a problem because I was hoping to bounce it. I will prevent 1 damage. 1 is fine. I noticed they went for that instead of sword, though. Would that have knocked... Oh, it would have knocked the blue aura off because it's protection. Blue and black. Can I have my cool stuff back? I'm not waiting. I'm extremely impatient. May I have my cool stuff back? Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I just realized how low my life total is. I probably shouldn't be just randomly shocking things in for more colors if I don't need to. Alright, cool. Teval's back. Or Teval's out for the first time. And I've got some really sweet stuff. Should probably play another creature if you can, though, because otherwise I'm able to recur my edict. What's my consensus on Kotis? Is Voltron a viable Brawl archetype? It still has weak spots, but, like, I had done Glissa Voltron, too. It works. Give it the sword. Nope. Give it the research. I'm going to use Oasis of Renewal to destroy the Llanowar Elves. Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking of Awaken the Undead. Okay, so I just goofed myself up there. And I don't think I'll have enough mana to now do Timeless Witness. I see a Sultai enchantment, and I'm like, oh, they're all the same thing. Because they're all the same thing. Oh, they negate anyway. Perf. You just have Ward 1. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Enough. I'm petting a cat. That's what I'm doing. Kotis now has trample. gonna give him a sword. Okay, rad. More damage. Which, no combat research, if that. All right, and in response to Alpha Authority, this is not blue. This is actually a colorless ability. Don't ask how that works. It's just how it is. So they knocked their combat research off when they gave it the protection from blue. But I would say that the very single target removal heavy meta of Brawl makes Voltron a lot harder. A lot of decks are already teched to get around hexproof creatures, thanks to the menace that is like Narset taking infinite extra turns. You don't see it as much anymore because everybody got so sick and tired of it. Like, that's real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sure. I'm exiling things from my graveyard, and Uro itself is leaving the graveyard. I'm triggering both sides of Oasis of Renewal. Keru Goldkeeper is going to make me some more gold. I'll name Duagon. I think I'll bind the sword. Swing in. This will trigger Keru Goldkeeper again. I made some zombos. I did make some zombos. Some zombonis. That's why I want to get rid of the Sword of Once in Future, because I can't chump block with these if they have protection from black. Shock in. Rock out. Bring in the Butler. They trigger 2 times when you escape something. So cards with escape are nice with Teval, especially because you can self-mill them and then just bring them out of the graveyard and get the 2 different triggers. Hi, Kotis. Kotis also uncounterable. I have very few counter spells in this deck. Sword of Wealth and Power, protection from instants and sorceries, and also gets you some cool recasts. So yes, Kotis has text. Lots of text. And I have a cute cat with, yeah, so remember how I said, like, things that have escape are really good here. I don't have lethal on a swing. It's not a bad swing. But they would be gaining about the same amount of life, so I'm going to use this Nevergoyth. 1, 2... Oh, sorry. I need 1 creature. Yeah, 1 creature. 1 enchantment. Let's go with an instant and a land. The escape causes it to trigger. It leaving causes it to trigger. I'm gonna rumble. Grumble, grumble. Okay, Nashi works. Play this. Nashi. I'm just gonna try to clear out the game this turn. I'm gonna grab Awaken the Honored Dead. Use that to bop the elf. And do the thing I, like, meant to do on the previous turn. Timeless Witness. Sheoldred's Edict. More treasures, more zombies, more fun, more death. They don't have a blocker, and I have a lethal swing, I think. With all my little zombies on the ground. GG. Muldrotha, the Gravetide. This is practically a mirror match, because both players are going to be filling up their graveyard and doing some graveyard recursion. While Teval is only recurring lands and making these zombies, I have a feeling that we are running a lot of the same cards, because we have a lot of the same strategy. Put things in the graveyard, and then bring them back. They can cast a permanent of every type from the graveyard each turn. I can kind of do that with Chitinous Crawler. I also do have Muldrotha in my deck. Ooh, Tyvar. Nice. So Tyvar is going to be untapping and allowing things to activate on the turn they come out. Hi, Grist. Are you going to be flipping? Okay, who got in my graveyard? And do I want to pay the 1? I do want to pay the 1. So Sidisi and Ramanop are both awesome. This is a really, really great way to trigger Teval. So I'm going to throw that there. And bring out the Butler. Yeah, playing a land from my graveyard each turn also triggers Teval. I have Muldrotha in my hand even. Yeah, but theirs is prettier. They have waifu Muldrotha. I have regular schmegular. I guess I'm not even running the original version because I didn't set it. I'm running the new printing of the original art of Muldrotha. Oh, nice. So, Tyvar just milled and then brought out a creature. They're going to destroy Ripples of Undeath. I could craft waifu Muldrotha. I could. So this, if it is tapped, is going to be putting things in the graveyard to be brought back. I can essentially choose to exile A or B and get rid of the other one. Okay, since they let that go through, I'm going to exile the Tyvar.
So long as evil lives.
And they are going to get to tutor into their graveyard. Yeah, I think that the Tyvar allowing like their mana producing creatures to tap right away is especially scary right now. And it can reanimate again. Oh, they're getting loose with the moose. Port of Carfell. I mean, it's a land that reanimates. Sure. Dredger's Insight. They mill, and then they're going to grab an artifact, creature, or land from those milled cards. Lots of great choices there. Can it hit enchantments? It can't hit enchantments. All right. Haywire Might. Nice. My artifacts are not safe. Aw, Oglor. Oglor, you're so cute. I love Oglor. I can replay the land from graveyard. That sounds good. What do I feel like copying? Springat. Hey, Springat. Activate that, and I'll grab... I'm not using the land right away, but I want to maintain the number of cards in my graveyard, even if it's at the cost of life. Cynical Loner is a great card. I've put it in a lot of my decks that want to tutor into the graveyard. I think my favorite of which is actually Greasefang. You're going to get loose with the moose. So they're putting the Loner onto the moose, which gets them the land. The land is that land. I'll block with the Crawler. And now they get to tutor into the graveyard again. Yeah, because the vehicles tap it. If you're doing anything with vehicles or mounts, you have really easy ways to tap the Loner. Or you could just attack, because it's a 2-mana 3/1. Chthonian Nightmare. They're able to reanimate anything that costs a 3 or less, like Grist. And then do it again, because I think they have more black mana. They do have more black mana off Birds of Paradise. So I think they're going to go for Grist. Flippin' Grist. Get themselves a Planeswalker for more self-mill. This is part of why I was considering, like, exiling Grist on that attack. And now they can bring back something that costs up to 5. Almost everything in their graveyard, though, that's a creature costs, like, 1 or 2 mana right now. It's a lot of mana dorks. They're grabbing a Hobbit. Cute. Do I want to go super wide on zombies right now? Why is that not, why am I even asking that like it's a question? Yes, obviously. So I'm going to use the Chitinous Crawler to again grab that fetch land. It is going to be a card leaving the graveyard. Playing it. Cracking it open. Going for this land. Playing the Springheart Nantuko. I know they can get rid of it from the graveyard. But it's what costs too. And I'm going to bestow it onto the Butler. So it can deal more damage. I'm going to clone the Springheart again from the graveyard. Swing both of these at Grist. This does not have Death Touch. They didn't mill anything that had black in its mana cost. And now I'm actually going to activate Chitinous Crawler again, purely to trigger Teval. The more zombies I have, unless they hit me with like a Massacre Worm, the better this is. And I guess I'll take out one of these Springhearts, because I'm done with them. Okay, awesome. So I got 4 zombies. And here's Muldrotha. They have 1 mana to work with and a lot of 1-drops in the grave. I think we're also, 1 turn away. So not this end step, but the next end step for them is going to be the Overlord being a creature. Yeah, I didn't play the Teval Precon at all. I think I've only played against the other Teval, which you can watch on the Worst Possible Commanders show. And that one was great, too. I can only replay permanents from my graveyard, so like the Terra Sunder, I can't get rid of Muldrotha right now. Nice. So they played a land. So they had 2 mana. Cool. Got that Safekeeper. Yeah, like my Muldrotha, I don't have enough mana to do that much with it. I can swing into Grist, but they have a ton of stuff next turn, and they can also just like reflip Grist. Alright. I think I know what I want. Yeah, Buttles? Buttle again, please. Buttle me, sir. Fill up my graveyard. I'm looking for more permanents. Okay, Bloom Tender's sweet. But I'm actually thinking about that Sidisi or Deathrite Shaman. I can do both. Butler, fill my graveyard. No, I said buttle me. Is that not how you verb what the butler does? The butler buttles. And I'll shock that in. Deathrite Shaman. They do not have a way to deal with these zombies. I'm going to swing at Grist, but I'm also going to be exiling lots of cards 1 at a time out of my grave, because that's how we go white on all these zombies. Nice. GG. Naban, Dean of Iteration. Doubles what you wizards do. If I had green mana, this hand would be awesome, but I do not have green mana. Maybe I could find green mana. No, I'm not gonna risk it. There's green mana, sort of. It's a Polluted Delta, which can find me green mana, but it doesn't have the 1s and 2s and other good things from the other hand. That's alright, I'll use this Polluted Delta to go for a Surveil land so I can set up my next card, Dark Slick Shores. Put that in the graveyard. I already have 3 lands and the ability to play lands from the graveyard. I don't need more of this. I might need more of this. Save it as a spell. No, I'm going to make it look like I have interaction, because I feel like a mono blue wizard deck is probably running a good number of counter spells and other interaction that's instant speed. Old Rupstein puts things in the graveyard. Ramanov Excavator takes them out. I'm going to bring out the Excavator. Now I have 2 fake lands in my hand. Countered. Scolded. Power or toughness was 2 or less. I'm not a fool of a took. You're a fool of a took. Sidisi, help me mill myself. I'm kind of hoping that Sidisi gets around some of the counter spells here. Nope, it's Strict Serenade. I was thinking like Wash Away hits Teval. Strict Serenade hits any creature for 1 mana. Thanks for the bird, I guess. I appreciate bird. Yes. Do you want to tap out? Please. I also can play at instant speed because I have a silly alchemy card. How do I play with such grace against counter magic decks? You see, Ari, I was forged in the salt mines. All I've ever known were decks that make people feel bad. And busting them makes me feel good. So I try my best. I might not always succeed, but I'm still gonna try. Alright, so they countered 1. But what about second 4 mana Sultai spell? Teval has landed! I kind of want to save this, but also I want to have mana for Breach. Are you going to remove Teval's abilities? Are you going to bounce it back into my hand? What's the vibe here? You going to play a wizard? Okay, they're going to put it back in my hand. Fully marinated. I'm pickled. Alkaline. It sometimes feels like that. Nope, extra turn spell. Yes. Hello? Oh, Rutstein, come on out. Extra turns and counter magic. I know, what a treat. I don't want them to have another creature on the ground. Nice. Or the ability to both Fading Hope and, like, Strict Serenade. Ooh, they're using up their turn to Seek. If Spell Pierce... I think I'll go for Teval this turn. And save my Christina Breachy. Ooh, Oasis of Renewal. That's sweet. Lets me turn into things in the graveyard. Now that I have Delirium. A note player out of gas, at least temporarily. They still have mass bounce spells and things like that at their disposal. Mind Stone. Do you mind? So far, we have seen one wizard that has its abilities doubled. I'm going to put Naban back into their hand. Or try to. Is it Spell Pierce? It is Spell Pierce. Okay. See, and that's why we didn't breach before. Because they might have had it. They might have had it. Didn't. So 2 of my things are going to get Frost Lynxed here. They're going to tap them down and they will not untap next turn. Which means I won't get Teval's attack trigger, but I can still get other triggers. Also, they're tapped out. Oh, hey, Lumra. Put another card in the graveyard. Let me just, Very good. Excellent. Oh, my cat's in here. Scraps, do you want to see me steal? You think they even have more creatures? We'll find out. Ooh, Overlord. I was gonna go for Lumra. Just get tons of lands. What's in your graveyard? Dowser. Puts the spells back in my hand. Awesome. Lumra. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Lumra rather than get something to get something. Just give me all the lands in my graveyard. Also, I'm grabbing Breach, so I can do it again. Because it's fun. I could also grab, like, a counter spell. Because it's fun. Stormcrane Elder is going to be making Monastery Mentors whenever they cast any non-creature spell. And those Monastery Mentors will make 1/1 monks. And all of them have prowess, so the more they can cast, the wider they go, and the more that they grow. Is very scary, and lets you play tons of good white removal, white ramp, prison spells, anything that's not a creature, so you can keep on casting. Cantripping spells are also really nice with Lamb. I built this deck, I think right when the set came out, because I was like, yeah, I'll just put everything in. It works. But now I need to wait for them to accept their opening hand. Jarhead, $3.99. All right, there we go. I like this hand for me because it has early ramp. I've got this Bloom Tender. Bloom Tender, if I have a 3-color creature out, will tap for 3 different colors. Chromatic Sphere. Nice. Yeah, cantripping cards are really good. Are you looking at my lands? My wonderful, beautiful lands? If I... do I want to go for Kotis? I could go for Teval. Yeah, I don't have... If I, like, play Kotis, I have 3 more mana, but the only thing I could do with that is Cyclonic Rift, and I don't really want to Rift anything that would be played next turn. I think this is better. This will tap for 3 next turn. I'll get myself Mill. I could even play Sir Conrad first. If they don't, get rid of Teval first. There are also some cards in white that would remove the abilities, but still keep the mana value, still keep the mana cost, so Teval would still be enabling the Bloom Tender here. Oh! Silence. Okay. Sure. I'll play Restless Cottage. I'll swing in with, I guess, both, since I'm not going to be rifting anyone for full, because I have 6 mana, not 7. Oh, I whiffed! No lands. Well, sort of a land. Not a land for the purposes of Teval. Yeah, why do I need to cast a spell? I have Dragon. Fake land. But it's a reanimation spell. It's really nice in this deck. Awaken the Honored Dead. Also really nice in this deck, because it's removal, mill, and triggering Teval. It's like it was meant for you. Crazy. Defense grid. Alright, they're hitting the gritty. By which I mean, they're stopping us from casting things at instant speed unless we want to pay a lot of mana. Nice bread. Bread. Just doing a little setup here. Don't mind me. Everything I'll do at sorcery speed. Hopefully they're not going for a board wipe. If they do, they do. I have seen some Lom decks that run quite a few board wipes. My version did. Mine was much more cantrippy, protective spells, combat tricks, and removal. Aw, 3 Tree City, because they can name Monk. Yeah, on Cavern of Souls, you name Human, because there's a bunch of other good supporting humans. But there's a lot of monks that you can make. Here comes Stormcrane Elder. Are you going to trigger him? For Mod's Crypt, it's free. And it also does exile my graveyard, which is both good and bad. Exiling my graveyard stops me from using the cards in a graveyard, but it also triggers cards like Teval and Insidious Roots. Yeah, so you see how they just cast a bunch of free spells to make an entire board? Alright, so they got rid of the Insidious Roots first, so I don't get that trigger. But you know what I will get? Revenge. I was gonna use that graveyard. And you ruined it for me! I think this is an adequate, you know, tit-for-tat kind of trade. GG. Zurgo Stormrender. Probably going to be very fast, very aggressive as they attack in and have me lose life if their tokens die out of combat, or draw cards if they die in combat. Giver of Runes, some protection. I don't have any way to stop it, but they did fetch, so I have a one-off ramp with Deathrite Shaman. Voice of Victory, Giver of Runes. I don't have directed removal with Shoulder's Edict, but I do think that it's the right move for me to try to take something out here. I have to do it right now, though, because they have a Voice of Victory. So which would you rather keep alive? Your protection creature or your prison creature? It sounds like the prison creature. Not the voices. Oh yeah, the voices. If they play Zurgo this turn, and I think they will, these two mobilized tokens are going to get them either card draw or extra damage. Oh, they're thinking about something, though. Oh, never mind. They want goblins. They want to throw them at me. So with Goblin Bombardment, they will be able to sacrifice these to do 2 additional damage, which means that kind of no matter how I block, this is going to die. I could eat the land out of their graveyard. There isn't, like, any major benefit to it. They are a Mardu deck. I don't really expect them to make use of it, but I'll still do it because I can. It's a great card to get out early, especially with Zurgo. Oh, just holding priority because I floated the mana. I was like, why is it sitting there? I don't have enough mana to cast anything except for Cyclonic Rift, so I'm going to do a sorcery speed Cyclonic Rift on Voice of Victory. I do it on their turn, but I can't. What does he say? Each opponent? Oh, he does. Each opponent loses 1 life. Somebody in chat said when we did our IRL Tarkir Commander Night, Zurgo swept the table. Yeah, this hasn't been relevant because I'm playing 1v1, but each opponent losing 1 life is pretty sweet. That lets me replay from the graveyard. I think I'll just bring out Teval, and hopefully Teval can survive a turn. Might not be able to, still gonna try. This will draw them a card. And if I block this, they'll draw a card. If I don't block it, it can actually still be sacrificed while still in combat after dealing combat damage, and they'll draw a card. Yep. There's a weird phase as part of combat. After combat damage is dealt, I think it's called like the combat cleanup phase, where an attacking creature is still attacking. I guess they could also have, like, Iganjo or something here. If they do, cool. I'll use Teval to bring out Tassiger. Voice of Victory! Hi there, Voice of Victory. I've got 3 in the graveyard. Can make it 4... Okay, that sounds fun. I'm going to play Old Rutstein. Mill land, get a treasure. Still going to shock this in, so I don't have to use that treasure. And bring out Tasigur. I know I could attack first. But none of these spells in my graveyard are ones that I would, like, have easy recursion with what I currently have anyway. Swinging with Teval, more stuff in the graveyard. Looted Delta into play. Get another zombie. And now I'm going a little wide. They'll be able to make their creature tokens pretty strong if they want to. Ooh, Warren Soul Trader. Another sacrifice outlet. They can now turn their tokens into mana. It costs them a life, but, like, well worth it, especially if you're drawing cards. I will throw Tasigur in front of Zurgo. Oh, Rutstein for Voice of Victory. And I will block 2 of these tokens with these zombies. I've managed to get, like, a pretty thick battlefield up here, which is good. And I'm looking forward to trying to just exile cards one at a time with Titan's Nest. I don't have a good use of the mana, but I don't need it. Ooh, what was that? Dreadmire's Awe? I don't know this card. It's, I guess, a combat trick. Okay, so Tasigur's going to die. R.I.P. Tasigur. Zurgo's going to live, and they're just trying to decide, I think, if they want to sacrifice to Goblin Bombardment or to Warren Soul Trader. It looks like they're going for sacrifice one of the blocked ones to take out a zombie druid. Well, it destroys my treasure. I think they're just looking for, like, hey, what's, like, a cool way for me to protect my commander, giving it additional power and toughness, and also remove artifacts. No damage went through, though, because 5 toughness on Tasigur. Tasigur, for a skinny man, you have a lot of booty. With Kotis, would I be able to replay something? Not quite. I don't have enough in the graveyard until I attack with Teval and get my mill off little Rutstein. 1, 2, 3 mana up. Okay. This deck is so cool. I think they're just trying to pick between things. They could, I guess, technically copy their treasure token, since they have this mana up. It's not like I can do anything. You have a Voice of Victory out. I can just sit here and watch you. Bastion of Remembrance. Their creatures dying are going to cause more damage to me. And they already have a drain if things die in the end step. Or I guess I should say, if the mobilized tokens are sacrificed to their own ability. Or just anything outside of combat. Academ's Awakening. I could do X equals 5? That sounds pretty good. Let me attack with Teval first. Then I can fetch. Dang it, 6 drops. I would want to do 5 just to get these 2 out, though. I think that's worth it. It also gets me more zombies, so, like... Yay. I wonder if Sir Conrad sees himself leaving the graveyard. I don't actually know. I don't have quite enough for Chitinous Crawler to exile cards one at a time out of my graveyard. But next turn, I might. So I have a nice wide board, but I have to, like, not get drained out. You combine, like, each token is dealing 1, 2, up to 3 damage. Possibly more. I do like this Teval's design, though. The art on the card is also really cool. This, like, teal green on the stormy red sky. Who's this in the art, though? It's not Kotis. Uh-oh, somebody's getting haste. Oh, no, and I just noticed they put out Waystone's Guidance. This card, by the way, is nuts. And if you are running any kind of, like, mobilize deck, token attack deck, it goes in there. It's so strong. At least Sir Conrad will also hurt them when creatures die. So their attacking tokens get stronger. They get more of them. It's ridiculous how much damage it generates. All right, so Sir Conrad on Zurgo. Chitinous Crawler on Warren Soul Trader. And just trying to block and kill some of these in combat. See if I can survive this turn. Wait. Why do they have 2 soldiers? So I know that this makes 1 soldier... Oh, it's because they raised the alarm. I missed them casting it. I was like, where did that come from? It's from Raise the Alarm. I don't gain any life off Sir Conrad. They gain life off the Bastion. So they let the rest of those go through. I go to 5, and I think at least 5 of their creatures died, which unfortunately, combined with everything else, might be a little too much. So the Conrad triggers do resolve first, outside of if they're sacrificing things. But they don't die. They heal up, and I'm taken out. A great showdown between Zurgo and Teval. Kenrith, the Returned King. This is a 5-color commander that can do a bit of everything. It can gain you life, draw you cards, reanimate creatures. It can also put counters on things, and it can give everything trample and haste. Technically, you could use this to also benefit your opponent, but why would you? You can just benefit yourself. Hi, Kotis. You're a little too early. It's not too early for a Stitcher's Supplier or an Overlord of the Baelmerk. So I'll start lurking and murking. I probably should have played something black so I could get this out, since this only generates black mana when I have an island or swamp. Ooh, a Goyf or Sidisi. The Goyf has Escape, which I can use to trigger Teval. As long as I have 4 or more card types in my graveyard. I have 1, 2... That's the 3rd. I can't exile itself out of the escape cost. Gonna kill my bird. They are. They killed my bird. That's okay. I'm not upset about my bird dying. I'm a little upset about my bird dying, though. Let's grab a Overgrown Tomb. Loads of non-basics. Play Tireless Provisioner. Just getting ready for some lands to start falling. Like this one. And then I can play Teval. 4 mana and an orb. But why did you shock in? Could it possibly be that you're holding up 1 blue mana? Or, I don't know, a wash away? Could be. I'll lose the life. What do you got? Land? Okay. I wonder if it was just 2 lands on top and they wanted both of them. Teval only triggers when it attacks, So just gonna chill here and keep on self-milling. Sidisi wishes she were in play for this because she would be very excited about all that self-mill. Yeah, they didn't counter it, so I guess it was just a bluff. Hiya, Kaya. Who you exiling? This guy, that guy, the other guy? Yeah. Most Kenrith decks are just 5-color good stuff decks, but at least I don't think this one is an ultimatum deck. Even though it's running the World Tree, seeing the Sacred Foundry makes me feel like it's a little less likely. You mill. Yeah, Time Warp and Uro, okay. It would also be really fun to, like, make copies of something else doing this. But making clones of Tireless Provisioner when I can get lands off my commander feels really strong. Until I get board wiped, but it hasn't happened yet. Murray's Wake. Cool. Doubles up their mana from lands. Do I feel safe milling here? No, we're probably at the point where I will choose to lose life. I was 2 lands and a free spell. Gross. They're saying nice. Nice. I'll use Blossoming Tortoise instead of Sidisi here because I'd love to trigger these Provisioners again. And I will grab a fetch. And I will use this for treasures, and this for treasures, and this for clones. And swing in with what I got. I think I probably would have gone for something else. Maybe even Teval here. But getting the Blossoming Tortoise, like, with these is really nice. Oh, so never mind. It is an emergent deck. So what do you think they're emerging for? Right now, there is an extra turn in the graveyard, so they could play one of the things that gets an extra turn out of the graveyard. River's Rebuke. Vorinclex. And one with the Multiverse. I will give you River's Rebuke. Let you cast a spell for free each turn. Or, like, put that back. Because I can kill the Vorinclex here. And I will try to do so. I have to wait until I have priority, though. Hey. Yeah, you have a ton of mana. What you gonna do with it? Casualties of War? So not cash money. Want to tap your lands for extra mana before it goes away? So they targeted my land, my enchanted creature, and this as an enchantment. Looks like they're planning on escaping Uro. That will gain them 3 life. And I don't quite have lethal with my creatures in play. Guess I just gotta hope for a land. You can also get lands. 1, 2... Oh, they could play Kenrith. They have 5 mana. You wanna? No? No Kenrith? Yep, here he is. And I guess I could let them draw. Because I don't want to die to this. I don't want to die to the orb. I say, like, I don't also have an orb in my deck. Alright, so I'll start with these landfalls. Remember, the trample can also be pretty nasty off this. Let's see. What creatures do I have in my graveyard? Overlord, Conrad. I might be able to cast Sir Conrad here. Just have to trigger the landfalls first. Yep. pay 5 and I have to exile 3. I'm essentially escaping. 1, 2, 3. And I'll swing with everyone. Oof, I did not mill any creatures. That's a little rough. I'll grab Shifting Woodland. I don't... Oh no, I do want a treasure. I could escape the Goyf. Pretty sure I've got enough types. Okay, they go to 4. Then they go to 2 because 2 of my creatures have died. And I think I have 4 different types in my graveyard. And as long as I'm choosing to exile some creatures, this should work. Is it 1 or more? Just a creature, yeah. Every creature is gonna get exiled off this. I think I selected them all. And the Goyf is also a creature leaving the graveyard. So they die. Get out of here, Kenrith. Kotis, the Fangkeeper, is going to be stealing from me by hitting me. And they'll be making Kotis bigger so they can steal from more spells and larger spells. Let's see, I've got Kishla Skimmer, Cedar Wayfinder, Spring Heart. These are nice together. Gives me a way to get a land by playing a land. And I also have all 3 colors thanks to Zagoth Triome. Oh, or would I rather start with some ripples? Nah, Kishla Skimmer first. Skimmer will draw off of a lot of different graveyard abilities. Not this one, because it's actually revealing and then putting into the graveyard. Orb. But it should trigger off, like, Ripples of Undeath, just as an example. I'll play Ripples. It lands. Love that for me. And swinging for 2. Ooh. Yeah. I'll pay the 1. I want that Sheoldred. A little bit of a sacrificing removal. Feels like it could be nice here. Play Satyr Wayfinder. It's like that, or Orb. Surveilland. Yeah. Nice Goyf. And a Nashi on top. I'll keep the Nashi on top. It's going to get milled anyway. I just realized that. So if they can give Kotis unblockable or trample or something, they can still steal. But I'll just jump block with the Satyr Wayfinder. Boop. Excellent boopage. Sure's a lot of blue mana you got over there. I'm not into that. I don't think Sheoldred's gonna resolve. Sheoldred resolved? Are they gonna flash out another creature? Yes! So instead of mutating, they're just flashing at the Shore Shark so they have something else to sacrifice. Alright, I'm down. That's smart. That's a good way to be like, okay, yes, it would be rad if I didn't have to sacrifice anything, but I'll take it. They're inquiring about Kozilek. There are 2 different qualifying Kozileks in here. Spring Heart Nantuko and Mesmeric Orb. They're choosing to make me drop the Nantuko so I can't enchant, let's say, Sheoldred and clone her every turn. Alpha Authority can only be blocked by 1 creature, and it's got hexproof. Nice. Would I like to pay 1? Nah. I feel like I've got what I want here. Just making sure I'm leaving up some green stuff. I wonder what creature I'll get. I'm gonna do the same thing I just said, which is clone Sheoldred. Now, the clone will die, but it doesn't matter because I just needed to enter to kill the Kotis. And I feel so much safer now. Like, I just took out an indestructible, hexproof creature. And I can do it again. And I can do it again. And I can do it again! And Kotis does not like that. GG. Klothys, God of Destiny, is going to be actively consuming my graveyard as I put cards in it, which is good and bad. For abilities that want cards in the graveyard, like Aftermath Analyst bringing back lands, that's bad. But for Teval, who likes it when cards are removed from my graveyard, that's good. Kind of a double-edged sword here. All right, I'll pay some life and start putting things in the graveyard. I got a turn 1 Goyf out. Put a land, a creature, and a sorcery in the graveyard. They had turn 1 ramp, so they might just play the Klothys here. Hi, Klothys. She's getting ready to munch up the grave. I'll play I'll play Oglor. This land comes in tapped. I'm swinging. So what do you munch? The land, the creature, or the spell? Land makes sense since I've got the Analyst. Gets you a mana as well, so if you have a 5-cost thing to cast. Klothys decks are oftentimes, like, not just Gruul Stompy. They're Gruul good stuff. Oh, and good stuff indeed. They are cutting me off from some of my colors here. That's gonna be tricksy for me, because I don't have green, and I need green for that. That's fine. I can make do with, a very large number of, well, mountains. Once I get 1 green, I can unlock the rest. But I'm gonna need a basic forest. There's only like 3 of them in the deck. There's other mana sources, though. There's a couple mana rocks. I could do it. That would help. Everyone loves Blood Moon. Oh, yeah. Love Blood Moon. Love getting mooned. Oh, hi, Helana and Elena. Klothys is now animated. They have 8 devotion, and they're giving the Keen-Eyed Curator haste. So, annoyingly, this is another way that they can exile cards from my graveyard. So, I found a green source, though. So, I can free my boy. Yeah, I could get rid of this. Gotta figure out the timing on it, though. I guess that was at like 4 mana. I could just play Teval there, but I think I need to get rid of Blood Moon. Yay, they exile the thing that had a trigger. I get a zombie. Thank you, Oglor. Yeah, this person hates graveyards. Playing Klothys and the Keen-Eyed Curator. Miglaw's uncounterable. Can also destroy my Arcane Signet. I wonder if they'll do it. Oh my god, you're already a 7/7. Sheesh. I'll block with the Goyf. Oh, but then they could just eat it. No, I'll take the 7. Cavern Souls. Rhythm of the Wild. More anti-counter spell stuff. And in their end step, I'm getting rid of Blood Moon. Hi, I'd like to actually be able to cast my spells. This won't be a surprise to you. And now they can exile something out of my graveyard. Oglor, put... Tassiger in the grave. It's like I could cast him. But I think I need the removal. removal specifically for the Keen-Eyed Curator. Like, you're scary. You're scary. You're all scary. My Goyf shrinks. There's no more lands in my graveyard. They hit a creature that was put into the graveyard before Oglor. Oglor was in play, so it will not make me a tapped zombie. Only have 12 life left. Anything they play will have haste and possibly double haste. Oof. I've been sneezing a ton today. It is unfortunately allergy season. Uh-oh. Why are you looking at my boys? They're good boys! Maybe a Shatter Skull smashing and they're picking 2 creatures to kill? I think I might play too much Magic. Anybody else ever get that vibe? Like, maybe I play too much Magic? Yeah. Yeah, just a bit. Alright, we millin', mill. Alright, what's neat in here? I don't quite have Shifting Woodland active. Because I have exactly 6 mana. I think I know where I'm going with this. It's going to be Nashi. Likely Nashi Aftermath Analyst or Nashi Tassiger. Alright, so in response to them targeting something in my graveyard, this does not actually take the card out of my graveyard, making it like not full synergy with Teval, but it will do this. Alright, Nashi, come on down. Nashi, make a secret copy of Tassiger. This Tassiger clone has Flash, which means that I can exile cards out of my graveyard in response, specifically the one that they're targeting, which is the Oglor. I could hit the other Tassiger to get a zombie. 3 and I guess Goyf to maintain the maximum number of card types in my graveyard for the other Goyf I have here. So they don't deal 2 damage to me. I have 3 blockers. Ooh, these are going to get big. And also fast. Big and fast. Are they going to give this menace? Yep. Vigilance and Menace on Miglaws. Miglaws can also get +2/+2. So this will kill me. That will kill me. All these will kill me. Okay, great. Am I dead? I gave it double Vigilance Menace. I think I go to 1. If I discard a card, I can return something. I'm actually going to drop Muldrotha. I don't think I have any way to gain life here. Only have ways to lose life. I'll play Teval. Escape the Goyf. Escape of the Goyf. I don't have lethal. I'll say good game. Yeah, I had to focus so much on not just Klothys' removal, but the other graveyard removal and the early Blood Moon. My deck's in 3 colors, and I don't really have a good use of red mana. GG, Klothys. Kotis, the Fangkeeper. Again, we're going to be seeing if they can steal from us. I have a turn 1 play and then nothing until turn 4. Sure, okay. I mean, I just need to get stuff out and chill and make blockers and make the blockers bigger, and I have some self-mill, and I'm into that. I'm into the self-mill. Play Polluted Delta. I'm going to grab a Shock. And here's a Goyf. Goyf sees the land in the graveyard and is a 1/2. Before combat, I want to see if I can get more things in the graveyard for the Nether Goyf. Also set up for my next draw. So I'll use the Surveil land to surveil and see what I land. These Surveil lands are so good. Ooh, Ramanop Excavator. Yes, it would make this bigger, but I would rather have it. Because I have fetches. Ramanop Excavator isn't just letting me always have access to lands. Like, you'll notice my hand, I have plenty of access to lands. But playing a land from my graveyard each turn will trigger Teval and make me a zombie. I'm into getting zombies. Yeah, Karlov Manor, flop of a set. Fantastic series of lands. Season of Growth, targeting their own creature will draw them a card. Nice. Run them up. And giddy up. I probably want to play Blossoming Tortoise before Teval just to get more ramp. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, protection from red and blue. And I want to play this pre-combat. Oh, I guess I could have fetched out of the graveyard, but I don't really care here. I have so many lands in hand. There were a couple cool cards from Karlov Manor. It's just overall as a set, it was not that memorable. So this turn, they could play Kotis. That would get them a Scry. This person has fancy lands. Speaking of lands. And next turn, they can give protection from blue. I have green and black creatures, and with +2/+2, it would just be like a trade here. Teval. Playing the Polluted Delta to get a zombie. Sacrificing that. Let's try to set up more silly stuff in the graveyard for like Goyfs and everything else. Yeah, like Carry Goldkeeper, throw it in the graveyard. Just attacking with the Blossoming. You know what? I'll attack with all 3 of these. Why not? None of them get killed by Kotis. What do I think is a bigger flop? Aether Drift or Karlov Manor? Aether Drift. I think Karlov Manor was like a worse limited set. I think Aether Drift was a little more fun. But yeah, the disguise stuff, all having Ward 2, really made that an unfun format. So here's Kotis with a sword. I have 2 mono black blockers here. Kotis, if it hits for 4, will steal from the top 4 cards in my library. Yeah, I don't know which one financially did worse for Wizards of the Coast. If I were to guess, I would say Aether Drift, but I don't actually know. Okay, so they swung in, realized, oh wait, blockers, and conceded. Real. Genku Future Safer. He has his children show up, and then you usually sacrifice them to things. Genku's weird. When non-token permanents leave, you get Fox, Moonfolk, or Rat. It's Genku and Tamio's children, and you're doing horrible things to them. I really don't know the, like, flavor of Genku, why destroying things causes children to show up. You can also use it to blank. It just says leaves the battlefield, so things that, like, enter and leave and enter and leave, that's fine, too. But also, 100% Genku's just watching things die and saying, yeah, all right. exile one of those for mana, so I think I will. I could save that for like when Teval's out, but I kind of want to do it now so I can play this Nethergoyf. It would adopt orphans, so the things leaving were the original parents of the children. It kind of makes it sound like Genku and Tamio were setting up the murders of their parents just for the kids to show up here. Look, it's baby Nashi. He's so cute. So they just sacrificed, remember how I said that like sacrificing is? They sacrificed Dawnbreaker Cleric to exile Nethergoyf. Really? The Goyf? Okay. They do have potential counterspell mana up, but I want to try to land this Teval early, so I will. Teval? Is this getting tails ended? Washed away. Darn. Okay, that's fine. I will move it back to the command zone and attack for 1. I will always be mean to Tamio-related cards. I just have, like, Tamio trauma. I just realized I could have Cavern of Souls to make Teval land. Maybe in the future I'll remember that. Maybe in the future I'll remember it. I'm gonna play the Run 'em Up. Ramanop Excavator to play lands from my graveyard, potentially triggering Teval. How's Teval been for me? Fun. I like self-mill decks. Dragon. I can also name Spirit. I don't think I have more of either of those in this deck. Okay. I like that you put something in my graveyard that I can replay. The mana was still spent on it. You can't counter it. I guess you just want the mana really bad? Maybe? Yeah, y'all, it's orb time. What's up, Fox baby? Rude boy deck. Recruiter of the Guard. That can get you all sorts of blinks and blinkables. It can grab you Soul Herders. It can grab you Solitudes. Sure. It's a solid dude right there. Okay, so they're actually sacrificing the kid. Remember how I said he kills his own children, according to me in this part of the lore. And they stole Teval by sacrificing the soul of Fox Baby. Yeah, no wonder Najee went to Duskborn. Oh, my chitinous fella. I love that card. Once again, Dragon! Let me see. Dragon Steve! Oh, I want to exile a non-creature non-land. Oh, I don't have black mana. I keep not playing black mana. I like that dog. A Mind Stone. And exile on the Run-em-Ups. Okay. I have more land in hand, unfortunately. Yeah, keep milling. Oh, this doesn't target? Dang. We're gonna mill, 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 and mill. Uh-huh. Ooh, damnation. Could have been nice. Karu lets me let someone fly. Oh, Rutstein, do you want to fly? I'll take this old man and teach him how to fly. The shifting woodland's gonna end up in the graveyard anyway. There it goes. Now mill! Mill! I have too many lands. But I also have a counter spell. I'm into that part. Am I cooked? Cooking. Moonchild. He's fetching his children. Time to grab another land. One day I'll have my Teval back. One day. I don't want to exile from their graveyard because it triggers the stolen Teval, but I'll still keep eating up my graveyard. No. No blanks. And we're milling, we're milling, we're milling. It's great, it's fun, it's fabulous. Pardon me? Sure, it's more self-mill. That's all we know in this world. I think I'll grab the Shifting Woodland so I can turn into a copy of something else from my graveyard. And pass the turn. Now, who could I become? Oh, easy. Chitinous Crawler. Let me just recast every permanent from my graveyard. Is it going to be a deck out situation? Maybe. It would be funny if it were. Yes, excellent. Very self-mill. They have 48 cards left in their library. Halfway there. And here comes Solitude to exile. Old Rutstein? R.I.P. old man. You should bounce Teval back into my hand. I would never ponder too hard. There's no such thing. All pondering I do is responsible pondering. Hey, did you make a second of the same kid? And now you're running an illegal cloning program? Genku. Genku, what are you doing? Grumble, grumble. Die. Haven't pumped their team yet. Nobody remembers Genku's second ability. Alright, so I'm tapping. Turning you into... I would rather it be a chitinous crawler than Muldrotha. It's like slightly different, but for the most part, it's the same. There we go. Free my commander! Alright, grabbing a land. I should pay more attention to mana. But I don't wanna. Because I've been playing this, and I need to go to a baseball game soon. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And 5, potentially. Alright, so I will use you to exile land from my graveyard. Nope, from my graveyard. Thank you. Zagoth's Triumph. Yes, I can exile each card individually out of my graveyard until I have 8 left. And use that just to trigger Teval, which is kind of the post-everything plan. Jet Collector, just grab that. And then exile a couple more things. How about you? And you. And pretty much anything I'm not planning on using right away. How about Swamp? Swamp seems good. Use a couple more of these, huh? Yeah, we have 2 different cards that allow me to exile cards one at a time out of my graveyard. And they're both really helpful to have with Teval. I love how it's just like, do you want to cast it? No, I can't. Yeah, Titan's Nest is the other one, which is awesome. And if I had, oh, what is it? Phyrexian Altar? What's the altar that gets you black mana? There's even more, like, wild stuff you can do by sacrificing the zombies. I think this is enough. No, they have so many kids over there. Couple more. Alright, gotta go to combat. And I'll duplicate, I don't know, I knock Wayfarer. Yeah, F them kids. That's what Genku's about. So even if they buff twice, I think I survive in the air and I'm good on the ground. They can exile my commander, I guess. So maybe like 3 or 4 more zombie druids. Insidious Roots would trigger on each of the exiles, if I'm exiling a creature specifically, I think. Yeah, Phyrexian Altar to sacrifice a creature for 1 mana of any color. It's not in Arena, but if it was... Ooh, you could do it in paper, though. They just Chumpy block? Okay, like 3 more. A 1. A 2. I kind of want that one. You can play some of those next turn. The treasure when you make a token? Yeah, I exiled it out of my graveyard earlier in the game because I kind of needed to. Okay. This is enough, right? Zombies versus children. Yeah, you can tell I've been streaming for too long today because now all I can think is, yeah, screw them kids. Amy versus Genku's children. Listen, I've had so much trouble in my life dealing with your wife, Genku, and your rat boy. Where's rat boy? You! 100 genius children versus 1 Amy. You built an Ixalan Kellen deck built around Sunforge called Sun for Gore. For Gore's son. Alright, so who do you exile? Teval, Wayfinder. Okay, sure. They're like, it doesn't matter what we put in the hole, huh? It really doesn't matter what you put in the hole. Give everybody a +1/+1 counter. I'm surprised they didn't just, like, dig. Oh, okay. Sure. Wait. Kill man. Kill token. Leave myself with lethal. If I kill that, they get the child back. Oh yeah, those all have... they're all gonna be slightly bigger. Ah, screw it. All the rest of you, just go on Genku. I'm trying not to destroy any of the permanents, just the tokens. Or any of the non-token permanents. Okay, awesome. I'm alive. 27 life. Alright, how many use do I got? I gotta... the game to 29, 13, 15... I think I have lethal. Turn Shifting Woodland into something and swing in. Maybe even get 2 more off the Deathrite Shaman. That sounds good, too. GG, Genku. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Teval is so fun, and it feels like a really cohesive deck. I enjoy the amount of self-mill, the amount of taking things out of the graveyard, the fact that we can even trigger Teval with things like Eternalize, Deathrite Shaman, or Escape, getting us 2 separate triggers. I found that this deck felt good, and it felt like it was built around the commander too, which you can't always do. The combination of how much good self-mill we have, how much good exiling from the graveyard we have, and other Sultai cards that are all in the same theme means that this deck is really doing the thing. And doing the thing is really fun. I love when we're able to do the thing in Commander. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to suggest a commander, please let me know. Also, just leave a comment, even if you're not suggesting a commander, because engagement helps my videos grow. The YouTube algorithm demands it. And oh, what a world we live in, where I ask people to do things for the YouTube algorithm. What is the saying? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate if you did those things. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.